Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently needing to do a little bit of repairs here, and let's go ahead and let that go forward. We're going to hit a financial report here, that's the word I'm looking for, and that's completely fine. We're not concerned about that in the slightest. The real question, of course, becomes, what are we going to do for our next mission? Well, really the question is, how long until our Flashpoint update comes in? That's going to be a little while, but we did just finish up our last engineering upgrade here. Now, the next one is drop tonnage. Let's just go ahead and get that going. I said last for this one, but it wasn't technically last. I kind of think of it that way, though, because we haven't run into this issue yet, and these are expensive. So we'll get to those in a moment. Fantastic. And we do have a little bit more to do in terms of repairs here. I think we'll go ahead and tick forward quite a ways. Let's let that happen. Okay, letters from home. Sure. We'll just praise him for considering boot camp's morale, but Rain is now in low spirits. Okay. There we go. Let's tick forward until the salamander is done. And are we going to have any other repairs that we need to do here? Let's find out. No, we don't. Fantastic. So at this point, we can go ahead and do a little bit of training here, and that would be an amazing thing to do. So let's just go ahead and do that. No, there's not a lot, but there is a little bit here. Excellent.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Okay, sounds great. So let's hop into the command center now, and let's just go ahead and do ourselves a mission here. This one's a lot of pay. That said, usually the salvage is better. This is not good salvage at all. This is not necessarily better, though. I don't know, maybe we get a free priority salvage here? Yeah, we get a free priority salvage, so we can just sit right here. Excellent. So let's run, instead of our Wolverine, we're going to be running the Salamander. And instead of, I think, the Orion, we would run the Mark II, obviously. That's just a upgrade right there. And then instead of the Hector, we would run the Awesome. I don't know necessarily that that's an upgrade. We should actually think about that. The Hector is running dual ERPPCs and dual AC5s. We've got the HVAC 5 as well. And this has got the dual heavy PPCs. We've got the medium laser and the rocket 20s, but it's not really a tremendous setup for long range. Well, this readout seems to think it's a much better setup. Okay. So boot camp, what do you pilot? Okay, you could pilot the Salamander. That would work just fine. Then we need an Awesome and a Mad Cat pilot. So brother, what do you do? Mad Cat. Fantastic. Chronic Toast? What about you? Nothing. Okay. Coma. We're just looking for an Awesome pilot at this point, and Paladin will do the trick. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and deploy this. This is a battle in the jungle, and so we shouldn't have particularly huge amounts of difficulties with it. At least that's the hope. That is indeed the hope. At this point, we would be a little bit sad if we took a lot of damage in this particular battle. I would like to just crank this one out and make our way forward a little bit. I don't really want to move at this point until we know where the Flashpoint campaign continues at. So that's probably going to be when we're going to make that move. And for now, we'll just stay put where we are. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best plan there. I really don't think we're going to have problems here, but we need to destroy Comstar units. I didn't look at the op for, so we know there's going to be a lot of them. Commander Blake's surveillance teams have picked up what we believe to be the signature of an active patrol of Comstar mechs, engaging in reconnaissance near the borders of our holdings on this planet. This is technically not a violation of our sovereignty, but it's clearly provocative. We need you to send a message by destroying the patrol mechs. Should you encounter any other Comstar units, there will be a bonus for destroying those as well. A straightforward job, Commander. This kind of back and forth is typical on periphery worlds. Indeed. Indeed it is.
Command interface initiated.
This is a border region our employers are worried about. Okay, that's fine. We do have some allies. And, okay, we can deploy, like, up over here? It's kind of a, interesting lagoon sort of situation going on here. Not a lot of cover, but there is a lot of heat sinking capacity. Well, I guess we'll see where the Comstar units are.
Perhaps we'll find a lost civilization here.
Watch for vines.
Oh, look at that. Our shaders didn't load. Good thing our company color is magenta. That's wonderful. That's just a visual bug. Happens periodically. They've got a heavy bomber over there. Okay, it didn't do very much there. And since it already moved, that's great. We do see a second lance.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Okay, so that should be fine. What is that helicopter? That is... I mean, we know it has a PPC, and it doesn't look like a Cascatel. So probably this heavy bomber becomes our top priority. Okay. I don't know why the Salamander's facing this way, but whatever. They're just kind of facing random directions. We haven't done any reservations, so I think that's fine. At this point, who are we going to be moving? Well, we don't know. That's a bit of a yikes.
I'm getting pummeled.
They've got an artillery piece out over this way. The Padilla, okay.
Oh, they don't like me at
Padilla,
all.
perhaps. Centurion moves in.
I've got an enemy flanking to the side.
Only because you just dropped in. That's the only reason. Okay, sounds good. So the Awesome is going to move forward over here.
Move order received.
And I would like to fire on the Nidhogg up here. Only 30% hit odds, which isn't ideal, but it is round 1, so what do you expect? We're going to go ahead and fire on that Nidhogg. Only 33% hit chance. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Missed.
Okay, the Griffin moves in. Does a whole lot of nothing, okay.
Yes,
At this point, the Battle Master is, I think, going to head out over this direction. So we're going to sprint over here.
Go fast. Got
Only one evasive pip. Sad.
Commander.
The Black Knight can make its way up over this way.
Moving out.
And I would love to continue to fire on that Nidhogg. I'm just checking other hit odds over this way. That's a Madcat Mark II. Okay, so it's probably running dual Gauss. That is standard on Madcat Mark IIs. We're going to go ahead and Warlord, though, and see if we can eliminate this Nidhogg, or, you know, hit it at all. There's a few hits. Okay. 4 allies move in this round. The Archer does not fire, though. That makes me sad. Marauder moves in. Well, that's rude. Dual stray shots into our Corsair. Light Carrier moves up, doesn't fire. That's a Victor. That doesn't fire. Our friend the Osprey moves up, shoots at the Nidhogg. Doesn't really get anything. Okay, and now the Madcat Mark II turns around.
My head.
Already a structure exposure on the Battle Master. That didn't feel right. All that was a large laser. Ah! Structure exposure in the head. Okay. That makes more sense. Not ideal, but I guess it'll have to do. The Salamander will move on up, and we could fire on the Nidhogg here with the MRMs. Alternatively, we could fire on the Marauder, which probably doesn't have the AMS. And I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to Warlord here and fire on that Marauder. Hit odds aren't great,
Firing.
but we'll see what we get. Okay. Well, we got a head hit in there anyway. Phase 16. The Zukov moves up. Okay. So they've definitely got some pretty heavy weaponry here. Our Corsair is going to step in over this way, and we're going to definitely fire on the Nidhogg here. I mean, next round we're going to be much better off to attack the Nidhogg, but I do want it dead.
I'm on it.
That is a structure exposure. So that's great. The Drillson moves up, fires on the Zukov. Gets 5 damage in there.
Good to go.
The Magcat Mark II is going to step slightly forward here, and we're going to Warlord that yet again, and fire on the Nidhogg. Sadly, it was the turret that we exposed the structure on for the Nidhogg.
Reporting. Critical hit.
That was a through armor there, but it didn't shoot it down.
Waiting for orders.
The Mauler is, I think, going to engage out over this direction,
Calling ass.
and I would love to shoot down that lightning bolt. 23% hit odds is, I think, probably the best we're going to get out over here. We'll go ahead and Warlord it to offset the round 1 Malice. Decent hits there, but it's not shot down. The Boar's Head is going to step up, and we're of course going to be firing in flak mode right now. And we're going to fire on this Nidhogg. We can even Warlord, and so we shall. Now, this thing does have AMS up, I'm sure.
This should be good.
That's a rotor crit there, multiple rotor crits.
There's more where that came from.
But yeah, that AMS doing a bit of work there. And the Nidhogg is not shot down yet. It doesn't move until phase 16, though. So that's interesting. Okay, who moves now? Redshift. Sure. Getting very little done there.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Indeed. There is a barrage that came in, though, at some point. And it must have been something the Redshift did. Okay, well, we can get out of that. That's no big deal. Okay. I don't care about the heat. We're in water. So that sounds completely fine. I mean, there's 12 enemy units out here, and many of them are heavily armed, but not all of them. So that is good. We've got that Victor, the Marauder. An enemy Mongoose comes up I'm not too concerned about. Excellent.
I'm ready.
So at this point, the Awesome is going to exit from the barrage area. And let's check hit odds on that Nidhogg. 56%. Checking other hit odds here indicates to me that we should probably fire at the Nidhogg. I don't want that thing to move again. I'm even going to fire the Rocket 20 just to try to overwhelm its AMS a little bit.
Affirmative.
Okay, just armor damage there, but there's not much more that Nidhogg can take. Oh, actually, the pilot ejected. That's perfect. Okay. So there's that Arrow 4 coming in
Armor's getting blown apart.
from that Padilla. That thing does have to go.
Losing lots of armor.
Yes, indeed you are.
Took a hard hit there.
They're really hammering that Battlemaster right now.
I'm okay for now.
And we're not going to get to move it until phase 15, so literally everyone over here gets to move before we can move the Battlemaster. Okay, the Centurion closes in, goes for the Corsair, actually. That's kind of hilarious. I don't know why it decided to do that, in all honesty.
Yes, Command.
Okay, the Magcat Mark II is going to come over this way. And I want to engage these guys. 50% hit odds there, 69%, 56. Sure. We're going to go for the Marauder here. Okay, we got a structure exposure. That's solid. Now we have 2 ally turns. We'll see if they actually do anything of note. They are quite a ways back. Any moment now, allies. There we go. Firing on that Icarus 2, getting a little bit of armor damage in there. That's fine. Okay. I mean, we'd love to see a little bit more fire support from our Comstar friends. Or not Comstar, from our Blakist friends. They would be very angry if they found out that I called them Comstar. The Drillson then backs off. The Griffin jumps and doesn't fire. Victor steps forward, fires on our Black Knight. I'm reasonably okay with this.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
You are, but we can handle that. The Osprey moves up, fires on that redshift, does not hit with the Gauss, or any of those missiles. Okay. That's fine. Yep, I'm not surprised to see them continuing to shoot at the Battlemaster. Man. Straight through that arm, into a knockdown. The Battlemaster is basically out of the fight at this point.
Oh, there's blood in my cockpit.
Like, the Battlemaster is pretty donezo. There's nothing more it can really do. It has so much packed into that arm. Hang on. They through armor destroyed the medium X-Pulse and medium laser there. That is so unlucky. Wow. Okay, well, the Mauler has to engage over here. There's no doubt about that. And so we're going to fire on the Marauder here. Did we Warlord last round? Yes, we did. Okay. We breached the armor on that Marauder previously, but we don't get to fire on it. Or rather, we didn't get to hit that location there, which is sad.
Commander.
The Salamander is going to move up over here and look to eliminate one of these, ideally. 79% on the Zhukov there. And I think that that is what we'll take.
Target locked in.
So there we go. We got those 80 MRMs in there. Our allies firing on that redshift. Not getting much done there, but was that maybe mines? I wouldn't mind mines up there.
Standing by.
So the Black Knight is also going to engage these four over here. We need to eliminate them. And looking at hit odds, I mean, it's gotta be the Zhukov still. The armor on that thing has been significantly reduced. That's a through armor tracked propulsion crit
Good,
there.
critical hit.
Okay. Our allies going for that redshift and not getting anything out of it. Okay. And now the Battlemaster is going to feel the pain. Never mind, they're going for the Mauler. Interesting. Zhukov moves up, fires at the Corsair. Doesn't really get anything there. Sounds good to me. Okay, the Boar's Head is going to move slightly out of the barrage here. And I do want to fire on this lightning bolt in flak mode. Let's get that shot down.
Firing everything I've got.
It's a structure exposure. But it's not shot down. That thing's running AMS as well, which I actually didn't expect. Structure exposures on that turret, but the armor on this thing is pretty shredded. Okay.
Aye, aye.
So the Corsair is going to sprint out over this way to try to exit the barrage.
All right, full speed.
And we're also going to fire on that lightning bolt.
Acknowledge.
There we go. So there's another one gone.
Move her down.
Now the question is, what can we do about all of this?
Standing
Like, we're still
by.
outnumbered here. The Battlemaster can get up. But man, the through armor taking out both of those lasers as well, that's just rude. Like, I feel like at this point, we basically need to disengage the Battlemaster, but we kind of can't. Because there's no cover out over here. I mean, we knew that would be the case. So we're going to need to vigilance the Battlemaster and just fire on this Marauder with our 3 medium lasers that we have left. It's really, really sad.
Locking in target.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have just ejected the Battlemaster.
Of course, I missed.
Okay, so now they move again. This time they only have 10 units instead of 12. And there's still a unit over here that we don't see, I think. So phase 24 is going to be this mongoose. And yes, there were indeed mines that were deployed out there, so that is fantastic. We're very happy about that.
Yes,
At this point, the
Commander.
Battle Master moves again. Do we think we can get away with just disengaging this and not ejecting it? The Battle Master isn't very useful anymore. I feel like they're going to shoot at it rear arc here. You know what? I think we should just eject.
Ow.
We'll have to refit that. We lost the Ultra AC-20 there. I guess it's fine. I mean, the Battle Master just took absolute punishment there. There's no doubt about it. So phase 23, we'll see what they want to do. The redshift will close in a bit. That's fine. I'm also noticing that these mines were acid. That's fascinating.
Standing by.
So at this point, the Awesome is going to come in over here, and I want to eliminate some of these units. So really, the redshift is a solid target here.
Acknowledge.
There we go. One down.
That's a kill.
Excellent.
I'm out of short-range missiles.
Our friend the Griffin moves up, fires on the Zukov. Doesn't get anything done there. Okay. Phase 21 is going to be the Icarus, closing in. Not really getting very much done there. That's fine. I don't care about this heat. That's irrelevant to us at this point. Completely and totally. The Centurion closes in a bit. Fires on that Mauler, but indirect, and AMS does the trick.
Commander,
That's great. The Black Knight is going to close in up over this way.
move order confirmed.
Checking hit odds. Hit odds are best on the Zukov, and so we'll go ahead and roll that. The Zukov's armor is super low now. But we did not penetrate it there. Actually, we did. AC-10 ammo
Boarding
explosion
vehicle destroyed.
and a vehicle destruction. Okay, sounds great. We didn't manage to AMS that Arrow 4, but it didn't do all that much damage.
That was a heavy hit, Commander.
Okay.
Yes, Commander.
At this point, the Salamander is going to continue to close in over here. And we will fire on whoever we have the best hit odds on, which is the Icarus. And we are in range for the ATMs. Excellent.
All weapons locked. Go.
There we go. Icarus is down.
Enemy down.
Okay. So we've nearly eliminated the flank. The Osprey fires on the enemy Marauder, and actually gets the Gauss, as well as doing some internal damage there. I like it. Ow. No AMS successfully rolling there. That Madcap Mark II is running ATMs, I think, or, well, some form of missiles, as well as the large lasers. So no Gauss there. The Madcap Mark II is actually going to pop over this way because of the damage that it just took. And we're going to fire on this Mongoose, but hit odds aren't great. I'm even going to fire the Rocket 20. I want to eliminate this thing. We didn't need to fire the Rocket 20s, but it's dead. Fantastic.
That's a kill.
Okay, so the main lance is basically gone. Our friend the Archer moves up, but doesn't fire. Our friend the Drillson moves up, fires on the Padilla. Gets a little bit in there. The Grigori moves up, doesn't do a thing. Now the Marauder moves in. Fires on the Corsair. Gets a little bit of damage in there. Okay. Victor closes in. Fires on the Mauler. which has taken quite a bit of damage. We need to start eliminating some of these for sure. But that's fine.
I'm here.
The Corsair is going to sprint out of the barrage area. There we go. And we can fire on the Victor or on the Marauder. The Victor is the obvious choice here. Light him up. That wasn't the best of rolls, but it was okay. And with that, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll finish this one next round. I was not expecting the double Comstar Lance. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.